Cornerstone Beginning by Andrea Cubis. Megan asked me to paint a very special gift as an anniversary gift for her husband Ian. So I took a couple of photos where Ian proposed to Megan.
So, this is what Mom paint,
This is down by Kingsville Park.
right?
Yeah, or Lakeside Park. We go there quite a bit, don't we?
Okay then. But I hope you... Oh,
We agreed this was the picture for the painting.
so then Mom started.
Yeah, and I started with the background, right? What do you think I'm painting right there?
Blue and some parts got me in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the lake. Which lake is that?
Lake Erie.
Yeah, it's Lake
And
Erie.
there's the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, look what Mom is doing.
Yeah, I'm painting the sky, giving it kind of a haze to it, because the picture we agreed on was a bright day, but it had a bit of a haze to it, so it was quite nice. And you'll see I'm using painter's tape to create a nice crisp horizon line. Megan and Ian, I actually met them separately. I first met Ian actually a lot earlier than I ever met Megan. I met Ian through your dad.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. My husband used to hang out at Tim Hortons with all his friends, and Ian was a part of that group. And that's where I met Ian. And then, completely separate, I met Megan through work at school. She was another teacher, and we taught in the same special education program. And I'll be honest, I did not make the connection between Megan and Ian until one day Ian came in with their daughter.
What happened to the other one?
What other one?
You said Megan and Ian.
Yeah.
What happened to Megan?
Well, Megan, she was at school with me, right? And Ian came in with her daughter to just kind of come visit, and it was kind of shocking because I knew I had known him. It was a very nice surprise because, I mean, they're both fantastic people.
But I was even not born to see them.
You were born. Yep, you were alive by that time, honey. Now, Megan, I would say I know better than Ian, mainly because I did work with her, and through our work we became good friends. She is this fantastic person. Having her in a spec ed class is an awesome asset to any school program from what I could see. She is so patient and kind. My goodness, when she talks about her students, she is very focused on what they need and how to get them there. What's Mommy doing right now?
Painting the beach?
I am. Yeah. There were a lot of leaves in the picture. You want to know why? Well, Megan informed me that her husband Ian had proposed to her at that spot on the corner of the path, and it was in autumn or the fall. So she really wanted a picture that looked like the fall. So there were a lot of leaves on the ground. And we had to make it look like there were a lot of leaves on that ground. So basically I had to use kind of a light color for the highlights and the dark color to show where the leaves were casting a shadow on the ground. It just took a lot of time going over and over. So now what's Mommy painting?
The sand?
No, that's not the sand. Those are the trees in the background, right?
Okay.
And look, I'm using a really cool sponge. That's how I made the leaves, all sorts of funky shapes. So I would dip the sponge in the paint, and then I would kind of sponge it onto the canvas, and that would make it come in different colors and different shapes.
Got it?
and then I'd come in with my paintbrush to make the branches that went in between all those leaves.
Okay.
Pretty cool, eh?
And look.
I mean, this must have been a pretty special spot for Ian and Megan, eh? To have him propose to her,
Yeah.
right? That's the beginning of a whole new life together.
Beginning of fall.
Well, that was the season. It was the fall, absolutely. But marriage is pretty important, isn't it? And I have to admit, I felt so honored that Megan asked me to paint this for her husband for their anniversary. That was a huge level of trust and quite a compliment to my skills. Because, I mean, she has seen me grow. This is not the first painting she has bought for me, but it's certainly the largest project she had me do. And I was so honored that she would trust me. Kind of coming back around to both Megan and Ian. I have been so lucky to have come across both of them. Obviously said to me that somehow I need to know these people because they kept showing up in my life. And I am very blessed for it. Megan has always been a good friend from the moment I met her. And in all honesty, well, I guess I shouldn't say from the moment, because I knew of her before I was mainstream. And she had collaborated with one of the other special ed teachers so that her mainstream class and the spec ed class could do some. I was delighted because I knew from what I had heard that it was going to be a lot of fun to teach with her, and I couldn't have been more right. At first, when you meet Megan, she's very quiet, which when you consider that I am not quiet under most circumstances, it actually was a perfect compliment. What an awesome person she is. She is so kind, and she is considerate, and I couldn't ask for more in a friend. So I want to say thank you to Megan. I am truly blessed for having you as a friend, and I am sure, and I am also praying just to make sure that I hope our friendship goes on for, let's just say decades. Let's go decades and say that we're gonna die like these little old biddies on some porch someplace. And Ian can go get us our iced tea. That sounds lovely, doesn't it? No, sorry, Ian. I shouldn't tease Ian because Ian has also been quite kind to me. I remember amongst this crazy COVID stuff that we've been going through this year, there was a little time where I was able to go visit Megan face to face. It was quite delightful. I was so excited. And I was just so excited that we got to be in the same room together. This was after the first round of lockdowns. And Ian had come down with this platter of food. And it was a beautiful platter. The only problem was I think I only recognized two things on the platter. And I really wasn't sure what the rest... And he was very nice. He described it all really quick. And I was, I don't know, too embarrassed, too polite. I'm not sure which way we want to go on that one. I didn't want to ask, what anything was. So I took one of the two things that I did recognize, which just happened to be a chunk of chocolate. I can recognize chocolate in any form, I'm sure of it. And of course, I had forgotten for a moment. Both Ian and Megan have a vegan diet. And I had forgotten that. So, of course, the chocolate was dark chocolate. And, it was good dark chocolate. But when you're not expecting it, it kind of hits you in the face right away. So after Ian left, Megan saw me look at the platter. And she was like, would you like me to go over it again? Because she knew me. And that's one of the absolutely awesome things about Megan. is that she is very observant and she notices things, and unfortunately it means I can't get away with half the stuff I normally do. But it also means I have someone who makes sure I understand things. And in a lot of cases, I really do need that. So in this case, she went through it again. And I did try some of the other things on the platter. I decided that it was a lovely platter, that they had been quite gracious with their offerings to me. So I was very happy about that. To get to know Megan, if you're in the area, I feel like I'm advertising Megan, but honestly, I can't speak highly enough about her. She makes you feel very, very wanted and very welcome, and she does it in a way that I don't think I quite have the words for it. I can completely understand why Ian proposed to her, because she really does what's going on and into what's important, and that, again, for someone like me, is so vital to have someone who can help focus, because as I'm sure you get distracted very easily, and working with Megan, she really helped me focus. And because of that, I have done some of the best work ever. She inspired me, she pushed me without pushing me. I guess there's the trick of it. You don't even realize that she's having that impact that you also need to help you focus and get through. And I see her do it with her students. They'll be doing something and she's encouraging them, and the focus that those students have, she just has this wonderful calm way of pulling out the best in people around her. This wonderful calm way of pulling out the best in people around her. And I mean, if you've met, it's a perfect complement to that. I mean, Megan is this wonderful calm presence that kind of helps stabilize and would help bring out that greatness in other people. And then there's Ian, who is very lively and very animated, and quite honestly, the two together really make a person feel and so comfortable, because you can, it's just painting. I was trying to show, and by having, I mean, you have, in my humble opinion, 4 very distinctive areas of tree-ness. You've got the ones in the far background that still have their golden leaves on, and you know those leaves are coming off probably in the next week. You've got the really tall, slender trees in the middle leaves, and you have this one very distinctive tree right there in the middle, and I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to quite see it in the picture of the painting, but when you get to see the actual painting itself, I've given that tree a lot of texture. I used the palette knife viewer, and it has that beautiful bark detailing on it. I find those trees so fascinating, and all their branches are kind of intertwined in this picture, and at the very end you get to see a quick all together and get all the branches intertwining, and it really shows how the whole community is kind of arching in on that couple, on the cornerstone of the beginning of their lives together. And here we are, Cornerstone by Andrea Cubis. Thank you so much, Megan, for trusting me to create this beautiful painting. I am really hoping Ian likes it for his anniversary gift. And thank everyone else for watching, and I hope you come back to watch some more videos.